Howdy folks, it's Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're going to do some cloud skipping in St. Paul. That is St. Paul. Minneapolis is over there. I often use the Minneapolis airport when I do flights around my home area, but I'm going to use St. Paul today. Downtown home and field. I used to actually work a very high-level corporate security type job for a while, and we had aircraft here. I'm not going to tell you where. Their hangar is currently in view. I assume they still have the hangar. They had 3 planes. Well, 3 that everybody knew of. I knew of some more secrets. Actually, there's a couple big companies that had hangar space in the same area. Anyway, we are in the Pipistrel virus today because I want to do some cloud skipping. So, I got this idea because literally a few minutes ago, in real life, I was taking the Jetstar out to practice the autopilot, which I figured out because I use my own autopilot on my desk, but I couldn't get it to climb or descend. All you do is flip the switch in the plane and it does it. It's so easy. I feel silly for not figuring it out earlier. However, I don't see any clouds. I kind of see haze, so I'm confused because I was just in the sim with live weather and it was all cloudy and perfect for cloud skipping, and I reloaded the sim to get the plane here, a different plane, and now there aren't any clouds. I'm thinking there'll be clouds once we get up there. I think. This is very strange that it changed literally 20 seconds later. But anyway, no more talking. Let's just make this a quick video. So let's hop aside and get this thing started up, and we will see if there are actually any clouds. So parking brake set. Yeah, fuel passengers don't care about this one. Fuel selector confirm. I'm going to assume it's on. Master switch on has to be down here somewhere. Master switch is there. Avionics is there. Nav lights on there. Choke on. Preset 5 I have written down. There's our fuel. Choke is one of these. Choke. 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 That's throttle. Where's choke? You see what I'm talking about? Is this choke right here? Choke on off, but this is throttle. Well, we'll pretend. Props forward, yes. Start key, yes. And it's running. Looks like it's running to me. Alrighty, test the LT, I'm not worried about it. There's a quick thing here. Pitot heat. I don't know, right there, I guess. Climate on the co-pilot side, don't care for this. Setup, and PFD, don't care for this. Transponder on weather, don't care for this because we know there's supposed to be clouds up there. Beaver barometer, there we go. Nav source, it's VFR. I'm gonna do radio. I assume this is a towered airport. St. Paul ground. And depart, we're gonna go due west for this, which is what, 8?
St. Paul ground Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 with echo request taxi to the active departure to the west.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 2 using taxiway Delta Alpha. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree 2 using taxiway Delta Alpha Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
So I think the tank lights are the taxi lights? My note says it's the taxi lights. So we don't have any lights right now. Let's hop inside. Let's flip it and come back. There's no difference. It did these, look. So those used to be the taxi lights because my notes say taxi lights above the primary flight display. And I don't see any taxi lights there. Landing lights? A little early for that, but let's turn them on anyway. So not sure what's going on. I'll have to revisit that later in another time. Alright, taxi flaps down. There's a flap lever somewhere. There we go. Let's taxi out of here. Where'd my taxi thing go? It's back there. Okay, cool. Anyway, just making it a quick and easy flight. I'm skipping a few steps here. But that's just because we want to go up and... Oh, there's St. Paul. We'll see Minneapolis in a second. I just want to see if there's still clouds up there. Because... I don't know. A couple minutes ago, it was all cloudy and it was beautiful, beautiful cloud skipping in the Jetstar, but it wasn't recording it because I was just testing something. I'm like, I gotta make a video. People don't go cloud skipping in the sim very often, but it was so realistic you couldn't even tell it was a sim. So I want to get up there. I want to make sure the weather didn't change too much. The fact that we have a hazy sun tells me that it's overcast above us. Well, this is funny. Somebody needs to take care of their little thing there. So anyway, downtown Holman, KTSP, which I like is our local channel 5 or something. I used to think that was so interesting when I was a kid, that KTSP was also the name of all like the radio stations and the TV stations and the weather stations, because I didn't understand that it was all connected together. But yeah, so I used to have to avoid this airport in X-Plane because it would crash every time I load a plane at it. Or every time I would touch the wheels with an airplane, it would crash the sim. Very strange. But it works in this sim, so I should use it more often. The approach, well, there's lots of approaches. There's like 8 runways here, but some of the approaches take you right next to the tallest buildings in downtown St. Paul. It is wild. It's super cool. I should probably set that up and do that. And this thing does not want to taxi in a straight line for me. It goes wherever it wants. But anyway, I'll definitely need to make more use of this. Airport. There's actually like 7 or 8 airports in this little area. There's this one, which is a bigger airport. I mean, not anywhere near as big as Minneapolis-St. Paul International, but it's the biggest one in this area. And then there's a whole bunch of tiny airfields around here. It's really interesting. Something else, because people like when I keep the taxis in. I'm taxiing while I talk. There's St. Paul. We got a big hill there coming off the river valley. Minneapolis, Mississippi River and Minnesota rivers meet around here between Minneapolis and St. Paul. But look at that St. Paul skyline. It does not get the love that the Minneapolis skyline gets. But anyway, the suburbs around here. It's like West St. Paul, South St. Paul, but they're not south or west of St. Paul. It's because they're south and west of the river. That's how they named them. But yes, it's true. People who live here, you're either a St. Paul person or a Minneapolis person. You rarely cross over. I'm a Minneapolis person through and through, but I do have some appreciation for St. Paul. I don't get there very often. I used to actually cycle to St. Paul more than I drive there when I used to cycle. But anyway, I'm just wasting time just to keep the taxi in, and I'm going to go up and do some cloud skipping. Yeah, I guess you can really tell that the fact that I have a video that you're watching means it worked out, because if I get up there and there's no clouds, I'm not going to keep recording, and you're watching this. So obviously it's going to be fine, even though it looks like it cleared up from the ground. Let's stop here a second, set the parking brake, tune in tower, or just request clearance, I guess.
St. Paul Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 ready at runway 32 west departure.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 wind 280 at 4. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 32.
Cleared for takeoff runway 32 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, landing lights on, taxi lights off, couldn't find them. Confirm flaps I did, note the time I did, it's like 9:38 local time or something. And it's kind of funny, wants us to go over there and start. We don't need to, we're just going to start from right here. Also, what I'm going to try to do in editing is keep the sim volume a little louder than normal. I normally turn it way down, because when I used to edit with headphones, it was super loud in my ears and my voice you could barely hear, but when I use studio speakers I can barely hear the sim. And I don't know what device you're watching this on, so everybody's going to have mixed results with the sim versus speaking volumes. I'm just going to crank it up a little more just to test it out in the video. So just let me know in the comments how the sound works for you, sim versus voice. And there is St. Paul, beautiful. Let's go fly by St. Paul, and then we will go up and check out the clouds. They were at 8,500 feet was the top of the clouds. So we will look for that.
Continue for west departure.
St. Paul Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 continue for west departure.
So even though we're heading north, we're still going to head west primarily, but let's just look around and enjoy St. Paul a little bit. A lot of power stations around here. Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. There are apartments. Is it this one? That's a newer apartment building. It's like 35 stories, and you get what do you call it? Balconies all the way up at the top. It's wild. And this is the first bank building, or one of these is. I think that's supposed to be the first bank building. Another condo. And there's a Capitol building. St. Paul is the capital of Minnesota, so there it is. Crazy how that shows up in here. Crossing over 94 and 35E. Cool. Here, we're going to keep climbing. But let's look at that Capitol building. That is so cool. You can see that from here. Yep, there's a cloud ceiling. Good. We are going to have clouds to skip. This is wild. I've never checked out the St. Paul stuff before from the sim. Why haven't I? So you can see there's a runway right here. Right there. And the approach goes right next to these towers. Right next to the skyline. Is that crazy? Because you got to be low enough to land. And this bridge is nuts. It's super steep. And I biked down it, and there's a thing at the bottom giving you your speed. And it picked me up on my bike. It did like 42 miles an hour. That's awesome. We can give this side some attention. All the straight lines, straight buildings. All in a row. We're going to keep climbing. I'm not using autopilot. I guess I do have autopilot. Why don't I do autopilot? I can look around. So I think the cloud, tops of the cloud is 8,900 or something. So let me do that. 8,900. There we go. And I said, do I have a heading bug? I have to have a heading bug somewhere. There it is, way over there. I see my lower left. Let's just use the heading we're going right now. I guess I could have just pushed it and had instant heading. Whatever. Autopilot heading. We'll do vertical speed. What are we at right now? Let's do 1,300 feet per minute.
Turtle Soup Tango
There we
Tango
go.
Tango 41, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
St. Paul Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 frequency change.
Alrighty, we got heading set, we got our climb set. Ooh, let's not climb that steeply, I guess. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's hop outside and enjoy the sights here. And let's get into the soup. And then we'll be able to cloud skip. Heading over the Mississippi River, actually, right now. That is very steep for that airplane, isn't it? I wish I would have done this a little sooner. We could have gotten some better outside shots. But that's okay, can't win them all. The outside will be incredible once we get up there. And let's see, any particular place we're going? Nope. Know where we land? I don't know, probably Flying Cloud. Another nearby airport. I just want to get up here and check out the tops of these clouds. I'm playing with this map and it doesn't do a whole lot. So you can see St. Paul is here, downtown right there. Minneapolis is there, downtown is right here, north of the lakes. There's downtown Minneapolis. The only time you can see them both at the same time on via car is the bridge that goes over the river here. Well, there's a mile-long bridge. You can see both skylines. It's really cool. Otherwise, we're just gonna head along. Like, this map doesn't like do anything for me. And we'll probably land a flying cloud over here, maybe. We'll see. Depends on how long we see it. Ooh! I think we're coming out of the clouds. Here we go. There we are. Look at that. Coming out of the clouds already at 5,000 feet. I think we don't need to go to 8,000. Let's go to 7,000 and see if that's high enough. Just enough to skip the clouds. Look at that. Oh, I told you. And they have it just set for after sunrise in the sim. Look at this. Oh, this is perfect. Decrease our vertical climb a little bit so we don't stall. Do I need to bring back mixture in this? I don't think I do in this one. I can't stand this engine. Our engine is already way... Nope, mixture's not doing anything. Okay. Let's see. Keep looking here. What are we at? 6,000. We'll go up another 1,000. Then we'll skip across these clouds. Look at the cute little airplane there. Another airplane there. Oh, this is better than I expected. Because in the Jetstar, I was going really, really fast, right? But in this one, it's like slowing down and smelling the roses. Beautiful. This is awesome. Storm over there. What is the temperature right now? 47 degrees in Minneapolis. Of course, I'm recording this at night, but I set it for the day. Look at the haze. Oh, this is incredible. What are we at? 6,500. We're heading for 7,000. Maybe we should head to 8,000. Let's go up to 8,000 anyway. Just have to keep an eye on our vertical climb here. And if our power drops, I have to adjust the mixture. This is awesome. I do have real traffic turned on, but not player traffic. I guess we can tune in a different radio, but it's kind of nice to hear stuff, right? Because there's some tiny airfields around here I could tune in. Like a lot of air parks where people like live, you know, and then their backyards are connected. Like I could pick up something like that, be quieter. But it's kind of neat to hear the stuff going on, less lonely. Alright, there we go. What are we at? 7,200. I think, okay, we need to stop. I made us go too high. Yeah, let's do this right here. Stop right here. There we go. Beautiful. I think, is it going to stop us or is it going to keep climbing? Let me bring it down to 1,000 feet per minute, or 100 feet per minute, 1,000. So we'll stop at 73. There we go. Cool. Okay. I always got to watch our speed because we'll go pretty fast. Oh, how lovely is this? So calm and peaceful. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a couple minutes of sightseeing without my voice. And then we'll tune in Flying Cloud and head towards Flying Cloud, maybe? Where are we in here? Flying Cloud's way up there. Keep turning. Alrighty. Enjoy the cloud hopping, and I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, time to come down. We're right over right over Flying Cloud, so we're gonna circle around a little bit while we descend. But let's set autopilot 5100, come down a little bit and check out the clouds. And once we're in the clouds, we'll call Flying Cloud. So found the radios, they're here where they're supposed to be. So let's call in Flying Cloud and see what runway they want. Let's see if there's an ILS or something there while we're skipping these clouds even closer. So nearest airport list, Flying Cloud, first one. Let's tune in tower and request a full stop landing.
Flying Cloud Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is 2 miles west 6,000 feet with Oscar to land.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Flying Cloud Tower. Altimeter 29.999er, wind 290 at 10. Enter left downwind runway 28 left.
Enter left traffic runway 28 left Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
28 left traffic. That's totally fine because that means we'll do a U-turn. But I want to see. Did it say winds were 29 knots? Oh my gosh, no, 10 knots from 290. ILS is only 10 right. So 100 plus 180 is 290. So we could do a back course. So let's do 107.7 and let's see if this works. I mean, this isn't really how this works, but 107.7. 107. Go backwards, please. 107. 07. It doesn't go to 107. It goes to 108. What? Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Did I read that wrong? 109. Where is he 107? I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's 109.7. Man. There we go. Those are some tiny numbers. Flip it over. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's kill autopilot. Let's descend. Let's check out the clouds. Oh, look at that. Beautiful break in the clouds. And we'll see how this goes. This said runway 20... what? 29? 28 left. Enter traffic 28 left. Okay. So, anyway. Yeah, there's no localizer for 28 left. Just 10. Which is opposite. So I was going to do a back course thing with the radio. So I tuned it in. But, why is autopilot like autopilot kicking on? That's weird. Don't want autopilot. Anyway. Anywho, we're completely visual. Whoa, sorry about that. So I just need to find this airport, wherever it is, up ahead, I guess. Hand flying. Did not take us long to lower through the soup, did it? If we were going to land runway 10, it's set up for us right here. But, so I'm going to try to do a back course, sort of. Not sure if that's going to work, but we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, let's enjoy this now that we're below the clouds. Although I have to say, that was pretty fun above them too, but it's just as pretty below. Okay, so there's a runway there, which is not what we want, because we want to land from the other side. So let's get out of the way of anybody taking off from that runway. Because that's what would happen, is they would take off and come at us. So we don't want that. Did you notice, though, during sightseeing, that huge plane that flew right over us, like 500 feet above us, 400 feet above us? That was pretty fun. That was intense. So anyway, runway 28, right? So about 280 degrees or so. So let's hit heading bug to 280. So we know the orientation of the runway. And let's get out of the way of departing aircraft. There we go. Alright, then once we do that, we'll put the heading bug behind us. And we'll wait for clearance to land from the other side. Look at that development, that's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. I feel like the Minneapolis scenery and stuff is some of the best in the sim, at least in the Midwest, but I'm probably biased, but whatever. Alrighty, here we go. Let's slowly turn so that we are opposite 280. And then we'll just kind of go along the side here. Go a little bit faster, I think. So for approach, weather, they'll give us the weather when they give us clearance. Landing lights on, they already are. Flaps down, not yet. And I don't have any speeds or anything indicated, so we'll just feel it out. More developments, more water. More water, more water, rivers, lakes, everything. Minnesota River, obviously. Maybe it's not obvious, but it is. Minnesota River. There's an airport. Nope, that didn't help. That didn't help either. Let's go like this, I guess. So yeah, so we're gonna land right over here. A lot of students flying in and out of here. A lot of small aircraft. They call it flying crowd because it's always so crowded. It's the backup airport for Minneapolis-St. Paul, so they can land big, huge jets here if they had to. They actually wanted Blaine to be the backup airport, which is right up here, but for some reason they chose Flying Cloud, I guess. Let's see. Whoa. Let's pay attention to what... Yeah, I know. I'm too busy having fun just playing around here, and I almost crashed. What a noob.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 wind 300 at 6. Clear to land runway 28 left.
Clear to land runway 28 left. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, the wind's changed a little bit. We were gonna go landing directly into the wind. Check out that cliff. Looks like there's a landslide there or something. We were gonna land directly into the wind. Now we're gonna have crosswind from the right. Super strong crosswind from the right. Ew. Alright, here we go. This should be runway 28. That's what they told us, right? Runway 28, left. Whoa, this wind is nuts. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Whoa. I know it looks relatively smoothish to you, but this is insane. And my approach is horrendous. That's okay, I'll just pretend I'm a student. I'm gonna have to bleed off all that speed. Oof. Oh my gosh, we're going way too fast. Oh, nope, see? Look at it. It just dove down in speed. The wind is insane. This is like the worst approach I've ever done in Flight Sim. But that's okay. Whoa. Whoa. This wind is nuts. It said 6 knots, but it's acting like 600 knots. Dude. Land. There we go, with my signature left of center, which is something I do. Can't explain why. I see that. They laid it out for me here. Hello, wind. Oh, jeez. That was intense. To you, it probably just looked like a terrible approach and terrible landing. But for me, flying it, that was intense. The wind, it was not 6 knots. It was like 800 knots. That was weird. Anyway, that stuff always happens in the sim anyway. When you have weather. Okay, so let's see. Do we even have pavement? Yes, we do. Okay, flaps are up. We'll turn it off. Landing lights in a second. I think these are landing lights. Right there, so we don't blind people.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 contact ground on 119.15.
119.15 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Goodbye. Flying Cloud Ground Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to parking.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Golf Cross runway 10 left Golf Alpha Cross runway 36 Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Golf Cross runway 10 left Golf Alpha Cross runway 36 Alpha Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
I can barely get up this hill. Look at this. It's a tiny hill, but maybe the wind is so strong. I'm going to run the ATIS because I must have misheard it, because I don't believe that it's 6 knots. Can I get back to the ATIS? I can't get back to the ATIS. Darn it. We'll check it out in the whatchamacallit in a second here on the VFR map. It'll tell us the weather, because that's ridiculous. Come on, let me click it in there. Click in there, please. Why can't I click on the dang airport for weather? There we go. What is it? It's from 300 degrees, which is just like west-northwest at 6 knots. But that acted like 30 knots, man. That was wild. That's okay. I was just really curious what made it so difficult. That's a cool airplane. We don't fly the little novelty stuff anymore. I used to spend a lot of time flying the little novelty aircraft. They're just so simple. You just start them and go. There's like nothing to do. And it gets kind of boring, but maybe we can try. Anyway, welcome to Flying Cloud. Hopefully you enjoyed the cloud skipping, the cloud hopping. I also enjoyed all the aircraft that passed us. That was fun. Is the Secret Service in front of us? What's going on here? Anyway, let's finish off the taxi. Keep some ground operations in. Which, for me, is just taxiing, because they just do, like, GA stuff. But, man, these hangars are accurate, too. This is what this place really looks like. It's crazy. It's so crowded, so busy, so many... Yeah, I'm gonna scrape them. So much aircraft. Like I said, there's a flying school here. Flight school. Oh, they're gonna have us go down to the right to that other parking area. Oh my gosh, we're getting a tour of this entire airport. Sorry, I'm taking the racing line because I'm kind of trying to skedaddle. Although I have not had any thrust, or not thrust, it's a prop. I've not had... Oh, no, never mind. Let's see, I haven't had any power engaged since I got up that hill, and it's all on its own right now. There's the bus waiting to take us to the Mall of America, which we flew over. You just didn't see because of clouds. Alrighty, here we go. There we go. Whee! Come on. Here we go. A little bit more power. A little bit more power. And straight in and park where? Never? I'm not going to run you over. Set the parking brake. All lights off, it says. I already turned them off except nav lights. Avionics off. Key off. And master switch off and fuel selector to off. Can I get there from here? Come on, let's go the other way. There we go. Alrighty, I don't think we have doors or anything in this. I don't think any of that is modeled in this because this is a default aircraft. Can't even open the window. Alrighty, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Welcome to Flying Cloud from St. Paul to Flying Cloud in calm weather that was acting crazy weather. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the cloud skipping, the cloud hopping. Look how low that cloud layer is. That is so beautiful. This is my favorite weather in real life and in the sim. I'm just going to keep going up above the clouds here a little bit. Minnesota River, Minneapolis is over there. Can't see it. St. Paul's over there. Anyway, what a beautiful, beautiful flight. So make sure you subscribe to turn on notifications. Hit the like button so people know we exist. Leave ideas for flights in the comments below. And as soon as we get up here, we'll be done. But I'm just going to enjoy this one more time. There we go. Look at that. Skipping over the clouds. Very fun thing to do, and I'll see you next time.